up, soulmates? Have we been live for like 28 seconds already? Oh my God. And I was on putting, I didn't know, my bad. What's up, soulmates? Welcome back to my channel. I am your host, Sabrina Seoul. And tonight, Friday night, is going to change. We'll talk about it later. We have Single Seoul Mates. And just to let you guys know, we do have a special guest coming on a little bit later. Shout out to you guys that are joining us tonight on this Friday night. That means you are in. Doesn't mean you're going to be staying in, though. But you could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with us tonight. We have an amazing panel with some amazing questions tonight. Okay. So you guys know I run it through throughout the show, but the questions are, and if you want to hear the answers and how these men and kings are going to respond, you need to stay tuned. But the very first question is going to be, do you rather approach women or do you prefer to do the approaching? The second topic in question is going to be, how young is too young? The next question is going to be, is not receiving oral a deal breaker? Is not receiving oral a deal breaker? And what is your idea of the perfect first date? So if you want to hear what these kings have to say, make sure you stay locked and loaded. And also, too, you guys know I like to go around the room and have everyone introduce themselves, where you can find them on the socials. And also, if you have not clicked that thumbs up, make sure you click the thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell every time I go live or upload. You will be the first to know. Keep the comment section live. Make sure you are respectful to the other individuals in the chat and also to the panelists. Anyway, let's go ahead and go around the room. We're going to start with Tyrone, then Blake, and then P.O.
What's up, everybody? Tyrone Wilson here. Always a pleasure to be here. You can find me at Ty Wilson 21 everywhere. I was on Ready to Love DC, and I'm big into mental health. I started doing the mental health talks again, so you can find that on my YouTube channel. Let's get it.
Hello, everybody. This is Blake. Ready to Love season 7, I guess, season 2, year 7, right? And I'm here really just to support everything that Sabrina does, because Sabrina's really doing it. So I'm here for you and to talk to my fellow brothers and make sure I'm not out of touch with what's going on in reality nowadays. So this is for me too, to make sure I'm not alone.
That's what's up. Hey, you already know what it is. It's P.O., aka 100 sightings on IG and whatever. Ready to Love season 6.5 or 6 point whatever. Y'all know what it was. Potomac. Yeah, I'm just out here, man, doing the most and the best. So with my fellow brothers, we out to rock with y'all. So let's get it.
Yes, let's get it. Kind of excited about tonight. I don't know if you guys caught the Single Soulmates with the women last Friday, but it was live. The first men's panel was the Friday before that. If you have not seen those videos, you definitely have to go back and watch them. They are on my channel. So I know what the women, I was telling them, because you guys actually said, y'all were like, oh, we're going to be better than the women. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got this. The women don't have nothing on us. The women was like, what? So I actually went back today and looked at the views. It's so close. Like, I think the guys were like at 3,900 and the women were like at 3,200 or 300 or something like that. I even might be 400, but it was like really, really close. But you guys, absolutely, people wanted to hear what you guys had to say.
We had an extra week too, so
yeah.
So
that is true.
I'm sure it would be even. I'm sure y'all would have more if it was the same day. I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe
Look,
so.
Tyrone is such a gentleman. I'm taking, look, a win is a win. I'm taking the win. A win is a win.
It is.
Okay, so let's not take too much time. Let's just get right into it. You guys know I don't like to do no fluff. I like to get right into it. I don't like to take too long with the show. I want to get in, ask the questions, have the answers, and we roll out because it is Friday night. All right, so the very first question is to the men, to you kings. do you rather approach the women? And I know some men do. They're like, nah, 'cause I don't really know. I need to know like she really into me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna wait till she come to me and be like, hello, you know what I'm saying? Then I know I'm in there. Or some dudes is like, no, if I see something I like, I'm gonna go after it. You know what I'm saying? So what's you like, what are y'all's perspective? Like, I want to hear like from each of you. Like, what do you prefer?
Well,
Look at y'all's faces.
No, I'm just trying to see who was gonna
so
go.
so I'll say it like this. It's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because here's what happens. You have to. I mean, it's always good to know that you have interests, right? But you definitely don't want somebody pulling up super aggressive because you're like, whoa, hold on. Like, I need to assess the situation. If it's given to you, like, if, it's just like a tiger falling on the lap of a hunter saying, shoot me, and they take the fun out of the hunt, right? So, so if a woman does that, you're like, what? Nah, this is, it ain't adding up. So I would definitely prefer to mark the target. And I mean, if you get there and they give you that vibe back, it's all good. You know what I mean? I just think, that a woman has to play, her part of being pursued, right? Because it's women choose the man, yeah, but the men's position is to pursue her after the choice has been made, and you'll know that choice once you get the vibe.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, I mean, most of us are here because a dude approached a woman at some point, right? I'm definitely okay with you letting me know that you are interested, but you know, I trust my eye and I want to be moved. So if you move me enough to get me up out of my seat and come and talk to you, then something's really good going on because one, I don't normally do that. And then two, if I do, that means I've already assessed the situation. You know what I mean? I don't think you're there with anybody. So I'm coming to my approach. I've been doing the same thing 20 years. But yeah, definitely, I would much rather come to you. Like Paul said, if it's too easy, then I'm probably not gonna want it or appreciate it.
mm,
Oh, so me.
mhm,
So I think for me, I think I'm somewhat neutral. Um, I think things should just kind of happen, right? It could be a situation where I may not even notice the person, right? Not to say that they're not noticeable, but I mean, if someone feels that, we would have some type of chemistry or energy, then I don't think there's anything wrong with initiating a conversation. Um, I think the only challenge is initiating the right conversation and knowing how to initiate a conversation, right? A simple hello, where I'm from, is an introduction to let a man know that you're interested, right? So coming from the North, I'm from New York. If you're looking at a woman and she look at you and she look away, she don't want to talk to you. Like you have to know how to read the room,
mhm,
right? And it's the same way, as a man, if the man doesn't see you and then you come in and you step on him, now you pushing him and now you catching an attitude with them saying, why are you in my space? Like that's not really the way to, just say a simple hi. So for me, I think we all align and it's like it just depends on the situation. You open the door, if we're bobbing and I'm on the same level, then I can take it from there. But I don't think I'm on too much either way.
And I,
mm,
and I feel like when a woman says that hi, right, and she jumps out there, that's her way of choosing. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then it's up to you as the man to pursue that.
Exactly.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I think a
But
lot of it is knowing just how to read the situation too, right? Because
right.
I know sometimes, for me, I've had experiences where just being nice to somebody might give the wrong impression.
Mhm,
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, well, you wasn't acting like this. And I'm like, look, I just gave you a compliment. That didn't mean I really wanted to pursue a life with you. Right.
Right.
So I think it's really just a balancing act, to be honest with you. It's just a balancing act. I would put it to the same way, I go to the gym and all of the gym and they're like, oh, all of the women are like, oh, I hate when I'm working out and the man comes to talk to me while I'm working out. But they don't mean that. They only hate it when it's not the right man. Right. Because for the right man, they'll take the earbuds out, they'll be all giggly and smiling, and then they'll still shoe up the dude after. So I think it's all just a match and energy on both sides.
That's true.
You know, I actually just saw a meme like the other day where the guy, it was like this guy with like handsome with muscles and he looked good. And on the other picture, it was like this dude, he like looked like he didn't take care of himself. He looked like, you know, it was somebody uncle that, you know what I'm saying? Like he just was looking crazy. And at the top of the meme, it said like under the handsome guy, it's considered flirting. But this guy is considered harassment. And I was like, that's so, well, it's not true, but for the most part, it is true. Like that, like I kind of get it. But yeah, so just to like, I heard what you were saying, Tyrone. So with me, up until about maybe 3.5 years ago, the last 3 relationships I was in, I approached those men. Like, I know you. Now.
Okay, go ahead.
But you know, so it's like it's hard for me to before. Because I just feel like I don't want to have to, like, if I know I'm interested and I feel like he may be interested, you know, because a lot of times too, like guys, like y'all's ego and like y'all's pride are like so big, and a lot of men just don't want to be turned down. So it's like they really don't shoot their shot. And that's just like what I just kept coming across. And like I would be at the grocery store pushing my cart, and the dude would look at me and I would look at him, and he would look at me and I would smile and he would smile back, and he'd be like, and I'd be like, but he would never say anything. And I'd be like, what is going on? And that would happen like so. And I would always like make sure I didn't see a ring on his finger. Not saying that he didn't have a girlfriend, but the last 3 guys, that's how it was. Like they just didn't, they knew I was interested. They didn't approach, they didn't do, like I had to be like the aggressor. But up until 3 years ago, I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, I'm really going, like, if he wants me, he's going to come get me. Like, that's just where I am right now. If he don't come get me, then I'm just not going to get got. Like, that's just where I am right now. Like, I can't do it no more.
So question though, in a situation like that, not necessarily like your last 3 relationships, but the situations where you have the guys that may not, you know, take that step to approach you that you can see are interested in you. Mm-hmm. When you do talk to them and you do either date or, you know, however far it goes, do you feel like they become more secure once you guys are dealing, or is that hesitancy and security always there?
No. Right. I mean, because I'm fabulous. So usually what happens is like when we start dating or we start. So one thing about me is I'm a people person. Like I'll talk to everybody. I'll talk to the waiter. I'll talk to the bus driver. I'm going to talk to the Uber. I'm going to talk to everybody. That's just the type of person I am. I'm going to talk to the guy standing in front of the 7-Eleven. And I have come to the realization that most of the men that I date, they can't handle that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm not going to change up who I am. I'm going to be with someone that's going to be secure within themselves and know like, that's my poo. Like, I know she not going nowhere. Like, I'm good with it. She could talk to Harry, Joe, and Mo, and Curly, and Sue. But I know I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, the type of person I am, once I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. I don't do that cheating, that sneaky stuff. I just don't do that. But I
feel like
person.
That's a risk you take, you know, as a woman when you're the aggressor, right? Because you're choosing a man that he may have thought the world of you, but if he didn't have the confidence and the security within himself to open that door, I think you might be a little, you know, reaching if you think you're going to get in this situation and now he's going to have, you know, all this confidence and exude all this confidence in those areas that matter. So,
but
yeah.
I've dated men too that have, I mean, you know, I'm just saying because I've dated men. So I've had men come up to me that were very secure, were very confident, was the aggressor. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But me not changing who I am, eventually they did become insecure. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wait a minute, like what's going on? I just feel like I just can't.
Yeah, but if I understand it correctly, the ones that you approached didn't work out for that reason. So to me, that would be like a right off the back. And then the ones that approach you thereafter, you got to, you know, kind of see. But I was just wondering if there was some correlation between the two, because I would think that if the person wasn't brave enough or secure enough to approach you for whatever reason, right? It's not that you're not attractive or he doesn't want you. He may feel like you were just out of his league, so to speak, right? So now when you open up that door and you invite him in, that doesn't stop him from feeling like you are out of his league. So while you're looking at him saying, what's the problem? I'm with you. He's still not comfortable within himself to say that you were in his league and you guys are meshed. So,
yeah.
What you think about that, P.O.? I see you shaking your head. What you think about that?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Spot on, right there.
I had a follow-up question related to that too, right? But I didn't want it to seem like that was a direct correlation to a failed relationship, right? So I was basically going to ask, do you feel like that affected his confidence during the relationship? Basically the same thing Blake was asking.
I mean, I don't, but like I'm thinking what Blake said is like, it was always like that. Like it's not that because he met me like that, you know what I mean? So he obviously was always insecure, you know, and he just, I must have been out of his league, I guess. And he just was like, you know.
So here go one of my corny analogies, right? Because, you know, I got to give them because the people love it. So it's like your first day on the job, right? You come in and you're a service worker. And your very first day, they say, you know what? You are now the vice president. And you like, what am I supposed to do at the VP? Like, I don't know what the heck is going on. It's a brand new situation. Like, wow, I got to do all of this. And then you start making all kind of dumb mistakes along the road, trying to, you know, please the higher ups and everything. Because you're like, yo, I'm here. I'm in this position now. I gotta keep up, but you don't know what the hell to do. And I think when a man is not confident in himself and dealing with a woman that is, you know, maybe what he perceives to be out of his league, he starts doing dumb things, right? Like he can't think for himself because he's thinking, how am I pleasing you? Like, and then I'll get myself together on the back end, but I want to make sure that I'm doing everything to keep you around. You understand?
Yeah, he's going to end up losing the job, trying too hard not to lose the job.
Right.
Where he at?
I got a follow-up question, Sabrina.
Okay.
You know, when you approach a guy, right? I'm assuming that you've already thought past the initial connection and had already started to consider the physical with the guy, right? As a guy, we are always looking for that moment when the woman decides if she would or not. And it's normally early. And we could see it, you know? We could see it would be like, okay, I got that. Like, do you feel that that can make the guy presumptuous when the woman approaches? Like, he ain't really got to work. He really just got to not say nothing stupid and he in there, you know? Because that's normally how it goes when we don't have to approach.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. But I think that's sad that some men think like that, because just because I approach you don't mean like I'm trying to give you the draws. It just means like, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Because I know what I want. I know how I want it. I know when I want it. I know. I mean, I just know. I'm very secure with who I am, and I know what I want. I know what I deserve. I know my work. Like, I know all those things. So when I approach, I've already like squared you up. Is that what it is? I've already like, you know what I'm saying, peeped you. Like I think about those things. I think about like, can I wake up next to him? Like, I wonder how you gonna look at 70? Like, I wonder, is he gonna be like a good father? Like, do he got clean fingernails? Like, I think about everything. I look at everything, you know what I'm saying? So, but if I come across like that, and then if you feel like, dang, she coming on too strong, like she too easy, then I'm just not the one for you, because I don't know what you're used to, but that's not me. And if that's what his mentality is, because that's what he's used to, then he need to just go keep dealing with them, and I'm gonna definitely disappoint him, because I'm not gonna get a draws up like that.
But that's why I said you just give a simple hello, give a smile and a hello, right? So despite what you may think, if he can't bite on the smile and the hello, it's not worth your time for you to go all the way in, because you just gonna
I've
have
learned
problems.
that. That's
Yeah,
why
you
it
just
was
gonna have
3.5
problems.
years ago was the last time.
Yeah, so like admittedly, I struggle with that a lot, right? So I host a lot of meetup groups. I say hello to a lot of people, right? So
Right.
oftentimes that translates to my personal life. And then a lot of times we've gotten tons of uh, military training about sexual harassment and all that stuff. So for me, like I like it to be a little bit clear
Mhm.
that, it's okay to approach, especially like if it's in a setting where, in my mind, it's presumably friendly, right? I'm not gonna try to go at you in some of these settings, but basically what I'm saying is that sometimes, like Blake was saying, I would struggle trying to read a hello because I get that a lot, you know. I don't
Mhm.
want to just assume
And I mean,
that
but
maybe.
I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know it's Tyrone. It has to be
Yeah, yeah,
more
yeah,
than
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
a look away
It's a
hello. You know what I
hello.
mean? Look, if
It's
she
a
looks at you and
touch.
she smiles,
Yeah,
right? She went out of her way,
yeah,
then that just means, just go all in.
yeah.
Let's go
An
all in.
extended handshake. We paying attention to all that.
Yeah, I don't do that no more now. Now I just look at the ground. I don't even look up. I don't say hi. I
So
don't
look,
give. I don't
but
get what.
when you do that, that tells a man you're not interested.
Absolutely, and that's
Right,
exactly where I am right now. I
right.
just, yeah, like I'm good with me and my garden and my toys and my food. Like I'm good. I'm in a great place.
So all you need is gardens and food. And you're
It's
good.
always.
Sabrina gonna be
Yeah.
like that lady that ran out that church.
Right.
But I'm telling you, I'm so single right now, but I haven't been at this much peace in such a long time. Like I'm not even forcing it anymore. Like I'm not doing anything. I just feel like if it's gonna come, it's gonna come. I'm just in a good place, and I know, and I pray on it, and I just try to keep positive energy and positive vibes, and whatever and whoever I'm supposed to be with, I'm gonna be with at this point. Like I'm not forcing anything anymore. So, but anyway, does see simplistically digital say all she needs is the internet and food. We not difficult. We really not difficult.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, okay.
Let me give you
Somebody
some
said,
internet and food for Valentine's Day. Okay.
JW
Right.
said, get real, Sabrina. You know you want a man. I don't want no man. Trust me.
Here we go.
I
Here
don't
we
want
go.
no. If I
You don't wait.
wanted a man is easy. I don't know. I can't speak for nobody else. I don't have a problem with getting a man if I wanted one. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop.
Yeah, but she didn't say you wanted, JW didn't say you wanted any man. They said you want a man.
I don't want a man. I want happiness. That's what I want.
Okay, and your happiness does not include being with a man.
Absolutely. It does
It
not.
does.
In
It does not.
no, a
Cool.
man
So you done with men, period. You wrote them off.
I'm pretty much almost there. Yes. Like I'm good with it.
I'll take it.
Like you don't like prior to my last little real short situation, I was abstinent for like 2 years, like in real life. Like you know what I'm saying? After I think and everybody's journey is different, but with my journey and everything that I had to go through, and I've been through a lot of real messed up deep things, and everything that I had to go through, like once I like found myself and started loving myself and started being into me, like, and I don't know, and I, in the comment section, like for the women that's on here now, like once a woman gets to that place, it's hard to take her. It's going to take like a man that's like a miracle, like sent from the heavens and gods for to take us out of that place, because we're so good being in that place.
Well,
You know
Sabrina,
But you know
Yeah.
what? Can I say
Go ahead.
something? All right. You like that's what's messed up for men, because you can get a man that's well to do, and basically what he's doing is he's coming to the grocery store and he's buying spoiled groceries, right? That's something. So basically somebody else's mess created this monster, and now he has nothing to do with this. He walks in and he's dealing with everything that somebody else put on you. You know what I mean? And that gets projected onto him. And ultimately, this could be the guy that you've been waiting on all your life.
But I don't have a wall up.
No.
Yeah,
It's
like
not
I'm
the
not
wall.
saying that.
I'm not saying it's the wall.
Yeah.
It's not the wall. It's the water, right? The water gets tainted, and this man is drinking tainted water from everybody else when he's not the problem. It's, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's that cycle.
I mean, I
I
get
know
it.
what you're gonna say, Sabrina.
P.O.
I have a
No,
rebuttal.
to
I have a
piggyback on what
rebuttal,
P.O. is
Sabrina.
saying, what P.O. is saying is you could have spent a lot of time being the right woman for the wrong man.
Right.
Facts.
And now you trying to change yourself and it doesn't work. And then in addition to that, what you're talking about, that calm that you are, once most of us hit a certain age, you know, you start pushing 40, what you're talking about is exactly where we are. So when you talk about, you know, a man dating, it's the same thing, but worse than what you're talking about, because we've checked these boxes, we're comfortable, we're good, and we have peace. So when we look at dating, if we sit down and you're disturbing that peace, we already know like you're a write-off, right? And then the woman is like, oh, you're such a jerk. And it's like you can either get on board and learn how to zen, right? Or just understand that we're not compatible.
Right.
So you wind up with two people, you know, in the same space, like P.O. was saying, you in your apartment not doing nothing, and I'm in my apartment not doing nothing. And I think you cute and you think I'm cute, but nobody has the energy to really want to figure it out because of what they've been through in the past. So at some point, again, just say hi. That's it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tyrone, before I.
Yeah, I do get what you're saying, Sabrina. And it all depends on the guy's approach to the relationship, right? Like if we're going into it just assuming that the way you are is because you've been hurt or burnt in the past, as if you're unable to just be happy on your own, then I feel like that's going to affect the relationship. Like me personally, I would want you to be happy. I would want you to figure out what it takes to make yourself happy, because I'm going to be happy myself. And then the goal is to just bring our happiness together so we could both be happy together, as opposed to needing this, needing that. No, like I've been deployed twice. I know how to be happy, you know, on my own, but it doesn't mean that I would not like companionship, right? It doesn't mean, it just means that I don't need it to be happy.
Right.
And
exactly.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I was saying.
But it's like, nah, you've scorned, you've been all these bad relationships.
Yeah,
and all that. Like it don't really mean that.
Yeah. So just because of me and the trauma that I went through in my relationships, like I healed from that like a long time ago. I'm just in a good place right now. And I think that, I mean, this isn't about me, and we could talk about it, but I need an additional 15, at least 20 more minutes to talk about it. And I'm not going to take that time, but to sum it all up, where I am right now in my life, like I know what my focus is. I know what's important to me. And when I make decisions in the things that I do in my life, like I didn't want to bring this up, but everything revolves around my daughter. You know what I mean? So that has a lot to do with it. So the happiness that I have here in my home is what's important to me, because that's what I want to show my daughter. I want to bring to my daughter. I want her to be able to, you know, sleep at night in peace and walk through the door from school in peace and not have all this chaos, you know, and that's what I mean. So do I want a man? No, I don't want a man. Would I love the companionship? Absolutely. But it just needs to fit into my world. And I'm not saying that I'm looking for the perfect man or I want the perfect man, but it just needs to be someone that could fit within my life, me being a single mom to a 10-year-old. Like it just needs to make sense. And right now I just don't have the energy to really put forth that much energy into saying, oh, is he going to fit? Is he going to fit? You know, like what? 8 months ago, like I was on dating apps. I was like, let me put myself out there. You know what I'm saying? And I did. And I met guys and, you know, and I just was like, you know what? Like, I think I'm good for right now. And, you know, and that's just where I am. I mean, the door is open. So if I'm at the grocery store, I'm what is it? Tunnel vision. I'm here to get milk and bread. Now, if I see a handsome dude, I probably look, but guess what? Where's the milk and where's the bread? Now, if he's like, I'm gonna be like, did he just smile at me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm not gonna be like, oh damn, he smiled at me. Look, where's the damn bread? Like, I'm not gonna be like that. You know what I mean? So that's just what
we'll reassess your situation at the start of Q3.
Right.
We'll come back to this. We'll circle back.
Oh my God. All right. I'm not even looking at I understand how there's Sabrina. Hello. Hey guys. Yes, Ty. Yep. I'm gonna have to go back. Agree with Blake. I don't think that's what Sabrina is saying. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't looking at the comments, but I love this conversation. Thank you guys so much. Like, it's kind of cool because I know the last time we had the panel, because it was so many of y'all, I didn't really get to say too much, but I love this. You know what I mean? Because like, I learn a lot just from like listening to you guys, but to be able to like share some of my experiences and getting feedback from y'all too. And I'm sure like some women that are in my shoes are going through the same things and like, they need this too. Like, yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Moving forward. How young is too young?
So I'll lead with that one. For me personally, at 45, I would say absolute lowest. I mean, we're talking like extreme. We're talking like everything aligns. 34. 33, 34, 35, right? I think that's even a big stretch because it's not just about attraction, it's about compatibility. And I think a lot of time we confuse the two. You can be attractive, you can have fun, but if we're talking about walking a journey of life together, I don't want to hit my head on every branch that I know is low because you haven't experienced it and don't know that that branch is low, right? So there's that part of it. The other part for me that's closer to home is I get these like 20 somethings, right? And my oldest is 23. And I'm like, sweetheart, you know, you're pretty, you're attractive, but you know, my son is 23. And they're like, yeah, and I'm grown. Like, I don't think that the new generation has a concept of age. They're just like, you know what, you're attractive, I'm attractive, you know, let's get it. And that's just not realistic. But again, for me personally, that would be about my cutoff, about 10 years, you know, behind. Anything more than that is just way too much.
So I'll tell you, for me, my daughters have already defined that. They said, if you even think about bringing somebody our age, my daughters they'll be 29 this year. They said, we're whooping her ass. I said, oh, okay, well, we can't have that energy. But in all seriousness, I feel like there's a twofold answer to that, because number one, you can be 45 years old and as a woman and still act like you're 20 something. And in that case, you are too young for me at that age, right? And I mean, you can't you have some younger women that are more mature, but then you always run into this part where you're like, this would be a good time for you to be a little older because you don't know about this and you don't want to teach that. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm not going back and you know, rewalking stuff that I did in my 30s with somebody, you know, that's 35, 36 years old. And I got to, you know, relive that nonsense all over again because it's going to pop out. It doesn't matter how mature they are. And I mean, you know, people, you know, have their stuff together and things like that. But every once in a while, that head's going to pop, that 30-something year or that 20-something-year-old head is going to pop out. And you're going to be like, yo, okay, this is exactly why I shouldn't be here, you know. So for me, yeah, it's, you know, you got to be damn near 40 years old at a minimum, you know. Yeah.
Tyrone, look at you.
He's been stewing.
I'm not being guilty. Not looking guilty. I'm just, you know, I'm just being honest, right? Like, I look youngish. I feel young, but I could do the math, right? Like I'm 46, you know, I'll be almost 70 if I have a kid now by the time my kid finishes high school, you know, and I wouldn't want, you know, my wife to be the same age as that, right? So, you know, if I'm going into a companionship where I'm taking the possibility of kids into the situation, you know, like I would, you know, I would consider a mature 28, you know, a mature 29, you know, I would consider that. But I don't feel like, and that's probably where I would stop, you know.
All right, so let me just say this: the younger they are, the more trouble they are. Believe that. So if you, I'm telling you,
I
Yeah,
used to
true.
fight a
The
little
less, the
trouble.
less to lose. The less to lose.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I get it.
yeah. So it's like, I mean, kudos to you, man, for being able to do that. I mean, because there would be a cringe moment for me, I'm sure, where I'm looking and I'm like, man, you know what? I got to go in the mirror and slap myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it would just be too much.
But I like, do you consider like kids out of the question for you
Well, do you
now?
do you have them, Tyrone?
I have my daughter's 14. She'll be 14 this year. But
Okay.
I don't consider myself done with the possibility of having kids,
Okay.
you know? So my mindset is a little bit
No, I'm
different.
funky fresh out the game, bro.
So
Yeah,
We
I'm
we
done.
not doing
understandable.
that. Yeah, nah.
I'm
We
two courage hearts away from a vasectomy. Like, done.
yeah.
Hey,
I mean, it's all practice mode. You
But
know.
but but I mean, I understand where you're coming from, Tyrone. I think the other thing that I find is the challenge that I have is, you know, we're still men at the end of the day, right? And men, unfortunately, with the double standard, we still get to make that selection even as we age. We don't necessarily age out. You know, the more we do with our lives, the longer we get to decide what it is that we want to do.
That's true.
And I only say that to say that as a man, you can be way older and still be attractive to younger women. It doesn't typically work the other way around, right? You don't find too many 56-year-olds, you know, bagging 25-year-old men. But from a compatibility standpoint, the challenge is, and I don't know if you have the same experience, the older women intellectually and conceptually and life-wise, the connection is just so easy. It's there. Like the communication is better. I mean, it's still women, so I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying as far as knowing how to have like conflict resolution and agreeing to disagree and, you know, different things you have, but you don't always have that vibrant piece that you get with the younger woman, right? So it's kind of like a either or. That's been my experience. And it's not to say that they can't be both. It's almost like you want to have a wild and crazy, you know, day, you have your young person you can do it with, right? Because at 45, 6, 7, they shouldn't still be standing on couches, right? But if I go out with somebody who's only 30 years old, I don't look at her the same way when she wants to stand on a couch, you know, and twerk, you know, at the party. So it's really just depends on which way you're going, you know, as a man with that relationship.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I still stand on couches, and
You lying. You just told us you don't leave the house unless it's for groceries. I need you to make your mind up. Like, which one you on?
okay, so we can start talking about when I am with a man. We can have
Oh.
that conversation. Because I stand on couches. I have fun.
You may see
Okay.
some group photos out there of Halloween and Sabrina and all that. She still got it.
I'm just saying, I love to have fun. I love to have fun. And if I'm with you, if I'm dating you, I have your paperwork, everything is negative. Like, I'm uninhibited. Like, we in this, you know what I'm saying? Like, we doing a dang on thing, you know what I'm saying? I know I don't got to worry about coming, you know, I don't think that I do. Okay. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, I just live for life. I love to have fun. I live on the edge. I love to be wild. I love to be crazy. I'm young at heart. That's just who I am, you know, and I don't care. I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. I do what I want, even when I'm out, as long as it's legal and I'm not hurting me or nobody else. Like, I'm good with it, you know, and people are going to judge me regardless if I'm doing it or not. So it doesn't matter. That's why I just live for me. I stopped, you know, thinking about what people say about me or whatever. I stopped thinking like that a long time ago. And once I started living for me, my life has been so full and I've been so happy. So, but that's just me. But yeah. So, I mean, if y'all want to go get them 30-year-olds, but honey, it's 50-year-olds that's jumping on couches too. You just
right. You're right about that.
You know what I'm saying?
I know a couple of them, but they ain't getting no play up in this ride.
And I was about to say, so I say how young is too young. So it sounds like to me like y'all kind of answered like you would date that age. So how young is too young to smash? Like in real life, how young will you really go?
It's the same for me. My age range is there. And for me, it's not even an age, to be honest. Like, it's not like, oh, you check the box, so I'm a smash. Energy, like, we need to know this stuff is right. I need to know, you know, what's going on, your worst case scenario, right? To be 100 with you, if we date and I know that you really want to have kids, that is your goal, like in life. And you're like, this is what you want. I'm not having sex with you. Like, we just need to be friends. Like, there's no reason to even introduce any type of situations, period. You know what I mean? I'm not even high-fiving. I'm air hugging. Like, you know, you just stand right there. I got you. Right. Like, and that's real for me, for my life.
He said, I feel you, bro. I know exactly what you're going through, man. When I was, you know, when I was in it, you know, sitting at the table at your age, I thought the same thing, because I was like deadly scared. Like, you know, just thinking that you could get a kid through vapor. You know what I mean?
For real.
So, yeah, that's a tough place to be in. But I feel like, you know, too young to smash is based off of the alcohol intake in the moment. You know, if I was like out there, I mean, yeah, that could probably, you know, shift a couple of years. It wouldn't be in no 20s, so. And
at least not with the lights on, right?
Right. That would be, you know, and that would be really, really temporary. And my thing is, at the end of the day, I would know, like, if I'm sitting up here dating somebody or, you know, fooling around with somebody that young, it ain't gonna be that serious. So why bother?
Well, that was the question. You just smash them. You just smash them.
Yeah.
Can I? I want to add to that though too. From you know, I reached a point in my life about several years ago, 10, could have even been 15 years ago, right? If we are engaged in adult activities and I feel the need to keep checking to make sure that it's rolled all the way to the base every third or fourth stroke, I realized like I probably should not be dealing with you, period, anyway.
Fact.
Right. So that changed my whole outlook on, you know, having sex with the woman and what that would look like. So for me, I think it's just a little bit deeper because I have levels to it. And I see Jay just joined. What up, Jay?
What's up, baby?
Jay,
how you doing, fam?
What up, boy?
What up, Jay?
Yeah, you got it. This is a crew right here. This is a crew. This is all people I kick it with. You know what I mean?
I see you still got your Jamaican tan too, brother.
You know, bro, I'm trying to get that bronze on, baby. It's bronze. It's bronze. I was out there sunbathing in Jamaica, ran into my partner overseas, you know?
Yeah, that's nice when you could do that, man.
Look, I was in the airport. Yo, P.O. He looked around like, who the hell? Like, yo, it's me.
Yeah, exactly. Because I heard somebody too when I walked past a group of people. I heard somebody say, "Yeah, man, we got RTL." And there's somebody else from RTL. I was like, "What?" I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah,
welcome, man.
Come on.
Yo, so Jay, you popped on just in time because I was talking about you. The question was, what age is too young to smash? And I was like, well, what I know from experience from my man Jay is wet with a heartbeat, and he on it. So you came in right when I was saying this. So you can take it from there. You can take it from there.
Everybody on this panel know you lying right now. I'm picky with it. I'm picky with it, man. You know what, man? There's so much to it. I'm gonna try to give a short answer, man. But if you don't know, can't name at least 3 characters from Good Times off the rip, we probably ain't compatible. You know what I mean? If you ain't had to rewind your VCR tapes, you know, back in the Gap before you took them back to Blockbuster, we probably not compatible. If Netflix is your first idea of getting videos, we probably not compatible, man. If you ain't hit the record button on a late night when you was listening to R&B trying to make your tape together, we probably not compatible. So I'm gonna say mid-30s. You know, is my entry point.
No doubt.
There was a question I should have started, but someone in the chat asked, well, what is the oldest? Y'all talked about the youngest. What's the oldest?
I mean, everybody don't talk at once.
I'll say this.
We can have some small grandkids. They can't be college age though.
This is what I will say. When I was,
so I think I'll take that. I'm sorry, you talking, Pio? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. I was just going to say, when I was like 39 or 40, I was dating a 50-year-old back then. So, you know, for me, I would say that would have been a 10-year gap or something. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know now, though. Cause
as you get older, though, you kind of like, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, here's I'm getting ready to say something that's going to probably, you know, it's going to get me in trouble, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I'm apologizing in advance. Men, you know, especially like if you work out and you
about
exercise,
to get in trouble for real. I know where you're going.
And you exercise and you regularly do this stuff, and you have all of this energy, and then you have a 50-year-old woman that's sitting there and she's not on that same type time and she's not exercising and all of that stuff. The energy is not matched. I'll say that. It's not matched.
Just trying to go to Luby's and go take a nap at 8 o'clock.
So I had a situation. I don't to answer the question. I think it's a vibe thing, right? I don't think it's an actual age. I think it's an attractiveness and how attractive the woman is. But confession time. I had a situation once, you know, way back, right? Where
we're listening
at the gym. I don't talk to nobody from the gym no more. I learned my lesson, right? At the gym, you know, she was older. She chatted me up. Great conversation, right? We went to dinner and then she was like, you know, let's go out for a drink. And we sat down at a lounge on a couch. Now, it was obvious, you know, her body might have been enhanced a little bit, you know, a little paid for here or there. And she was really, really attractive. And I was like, you know what? I was actually digging her. And then she said she had to go to the bathroom. And she reached out her hand and she was like, baby, can you help me up? Because she couldn't lean forward to get out. That was it for me. It just turned everything off. Like, I mean, still was fine, but yeah, it's a vibe. For me, you have to still have a youthful spirit. Not just look youthful, but youthful spirit. Right? I want you to be able to stand on the couch, but not want to stand on the couch. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need.
Was he always parked up front, bro?
I mean, you already know. You already know.
The blue tag?
Well, you know, I got the disabled placard, right? So, you know, we ain't know if it was mine or hers, but. And she wasn't that old. Let me be clear. She might have been like 56, 57. So about 10 years or so older than me. But I mean, she was fine. Like, she was fire. Like, the dudes in the gym was like, yo, I saw her talk to you and give her number. Like, get her number. Like, I've been trying to talk to her for 2 years.
Look, these new grandmas, they built different, bro.
Yeah.
They built different, man. I'm with you 100%. I'm not, look, if the energy is right and it's a vibe and, you know, you still got good knees.
I'm out.
Yeah. Look, you're still young and vibrant in other ways. You know what I mean? You got that glow at all times. So you're Gucci.
Look, especially when she show up bringing you candy, right? Like, she show up bringing candy.
Right.
Oh yeah, we in there.
You know,
She considerate.
Miss Gladys.
Ain't no young girl ever bought me candy.
Right. Well, what kind of candy was it? Was it like black jelly beans and?
Nah, it was like gas station candy. You know, like the loose candies that you get.
Oh, the fish.
Like the butterscotch. Should have with the butterscotch. Like, I got you. Thank you.
She came through with some Werthers.
Blake, you wildin'.
I can't. Miss Pretty Amazing says, Blake, how was she working out if she couldn't even get up?
So what I think happened was she bought the abs, right? She bought the front. So she had the look, she had the shape, she had everything, but she didn't have the core strength.
Maybe she had just recently had the surgery. Maybe that's
look. And her timing was bad for us to go out.
Maybe she just needed a reason to fill up on you, Blake.
Huh?
Maybe she just needed a reason to fill up on you.
Yeah. Nah, she didn't really need one. I'd have let her do it for free anyway. She probably just, it was weird because she was out of a marriage and she was saying that her husband was like 70. So she was like, trying to get out there. But yeah.
How old was she again? She 56?
She was like 57.
That's about right.
I was getting ready to say, because I would look good when I'm 55, 56. I'm going to be looking good. Yeah. It's only a few years away.
All right, just make sure them ankles still strong, because if you got to go to them kitten heels, we're going to have a problem.
23-year-old Ty, I had a sugar mama in her 40s, in her early 40s. Yeah.
That's a whole
Wait, how old was you?
22, 23.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we all had that, though.
But we just, to be clear, we just smashing, right? We just smashing. So there's a difference between like an immature 25, 26-year-old and a mature 25, 26-year-old. Like you still see grown women whose bodies ain't developed yet. And that's almost like a turn off just then. But like if we just being honest right now, fellas, y'all know, like if you want to travel for the weekend, and this is why I asked the question to some of the folks on the panel, if you just in DC for the weekend, you know what I mean? And even if you want to travel, most of us ain't asking for no IDs. You know what I mean? You're not making sure that he's in her early 30s,
No, I think the conversation lets you know, though.
It will.
For sure, the conversation lets you know.
If you're about to go home and she's 26, 27, and she banging, and you're gonna either go home alone or be with her, you're not gonna say, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, I am. I personally am.
Either that, or you can ask them to lie to you. Just lie to me today. Just lie to me tonight, and then I'm good.
Well, if that's the case, if you got to tell her to lie, you might as well not just say nothing and just do it.
Sabrina, I got a question for you.
Okay.
I got a question for you. Okay. As we talking about us men, right, dealing down, and Tyrone brought up a good point. Like when we were all younger men, we all had older women that would, extend an olive branch is a nice way of putting it, right? And that, for some reason, from a society standpoint and a woman's standpoint, is socially acceptable, right? You're like, oh, well, it was a woman with a younger man, and it's not a big deal. Why do we then look at that 45-year-old man that wants to be with that 23-year-old woman, not that it's any of us on the panel, and then say there's something wrong with him? But there's not something wrong with the woman who does it in reverse.
And by olive branch, you mean financial olive branches?
I'm talking you sexing for cash. Yeah, you sexing for cash. Or, I mean, just going out, right? It doesn't even have to be that transactional. Like just the fact that she's spending time with this younger person, right? So why does that become switched as a double standard?
So I'm gonna let Ty go before I
Honestly, I just think it's a little predatory, if it's a guy, and I personally don't feel the same way if it's a woman. you know,
So
because I feel like there could be a lot of things that she's going through. Like in my case, I felt like I was helping out a friend. You know, she tried to be good, you know, for a few years, and it just wasn't working. And
yours is more community service.
lending a helping hand. I got you.
you know, I mean, there could be other things going on there, but I feel like for a guy, like if you're purposely going after a young woman, that's a little predatory, because you have, you know, double the amount of experience that she has, and I feel like you're just using that to your advantage to get this young girl.
Interesting. So you don't think that the young women know what they want? You don't think that they're saying, well, I'm willing to do this because I'm getting bills paid, Jordans, purses, to travel places I could never go before, to eat at restaurants, but I know that this won't be a long term, no different than we did when we were young?
Say that one more time.
So you don't think that these women look at it no different than we did when we were young, in the sense that these women are saying, well, I know I'm never going to marry this person because this person is too old, but I'm getting trips, I'm getting dinners, I'm getting gifts, right? I'm living in my moment, no different than we lived in our moment when we were young.
No, I totally agree, but the way society as a whole looks at that, they look at that differently, right? They would look at the women as, you know, as someone, I don't even want to say the word, but, you know, they do the OF world, they do the OF content. You know, it's almost not really a come up, you know, if it's a young guy and an older woman, you know. It's just, I mean, it is a come up for the guy to be with an older woman, right? And I don't think society sees it the other way around.
So basically, what I'm hearing is that we shouldn't be as valued as women
That's not
in
what I'm
certain
saying.
situations.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. But y'all know, you know better, right? You should hold yourself. I'm not saying hold yourself to a higher standard, but you should hold yourself to a different standard to be preying on younger women.
Right. But that was
just different.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Tyler.
No, I was done.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So how is it preying on if it's what the woman knowingly wants, right? When you're misleading someone, that's when you're preying on someone. Because a younger woman saying that she wants an older man because of the benefits of being with the older man, how is that different than in reverse?
Facts.
So, what I'm saying is the older woman is approaching the younger man, and that's like a gift to him, right? But when the older guy is just gifting the younger woman, then the younger woman, the I can't get the words out. It's just different. Like I don't know how to say that.
Right, and that's why I'm asking, because I'm trying to figure out.
Because you know better. Do you know what I mean? You're a grown man. Like,
but what do you know? What do you know better? So,
and also like the older woman, all the things that this young lady is trying to acquire, most likely the older woman already has that. You know what I mean? And we're just not equal. So you can't look at it like we're equal, like we're the same, because we're not. And it's just what it is.
Okay. I respect it.
I think that I think it works like this here. Women, their currency is their prettiness, their ability to, you know, love and nurture and all of that other stuff. And that's what a man needs, right? From a woman. They need all of that. They need their, you know, their presence, you know, their physical form, their listening, their warmth, and all of that. That's a woman's currency. A man's currency is the ability to go out there and support his family and be the backbone and the strength of his household. And, you know, when the times get tough, he gets resilient and, you know, and makes sure that, you know, bad situations, don't go bad and that they prevail in that. That's what our job is. But it's still equal in terms of person, right? It doesn't matter Just
Right.
because she's a woman and that's her currency, that doesn't make her ineffective or effective in only one area. You know what I mean? So it's still equal parts. No one is better than the other. You
Right.
know, although we're different in design, you know, we all still have uh, we're all still equal to one another, respectively.
Right.
But
And to
I
be
feel
clear,
like
I'm only asking, I'm not saying that I condone it left or right. I'm simply pointing out the double standard. So I don't want it to come back later on that I was like, yeah, men should be able to do this. I think that both of it, you know, depends on the situation. But I do think that consenting adults are consenting adults.
I feel like there's a difference in between a letter, a couple of letters in these two words. Men at some points, and I'm not saying that all men, but as we get to a certain point in life, we want adoration. Okay. And we don't necessarily need to have adoration towards the woman. We need to have admiration towards her. I admire her ability to be this and do this and provide this, which are totally different things. And I think with those age gaps, when you're talking about like Blake, with if it's an older guy and you have a younger woman is going to adore an older man more than the reciprocal relationship. Right. And so I don't need a woman for finances. It's cool if she got a bag, if she could be, you know, the checkout girl at Wendy's. It's all, those aren't the things that I need from her. But the adoration, the wow, the respect, those type of things are more important at this point in life for me. Now, when I was younger, man, she got to be a career woman and da 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 da. It's cool if she is, but if she's not, I'm not really tripping because my needs, I don't have those needs of her. And so I think maybe that puts some clarity on the difference in between the two, whether it's older and younger.
Yeah, you make a good point there.
Sabrina?
Well, I know that for a man and a woman, if they are of age and they deal with someone that is underage, they both going to jail.
We're not talking about pulling up.
We're not talking about underage though. We're talking like Tyrone said, like the situation he had. When he was in his early 20s and the woman was in her late 40s or even early 50s.
Both to me is just I don't, because I know when I see a 50-year-old man and he's with a 25-year-old woman, I be looking at that like that's crazy. Like that could be like his daughter. And I understand like the reasons why he may want that. Yeah. And if I look at a 50-year-old woman and she with like a 25-year-old dude, that still made me look crazy because that's like, that could be your son. So, I mean, I don't know. For me, I just look at both of the situations as kind of like either way, he got worms and she got worms. So it don't matter. It's just nasty to me. Like when I was 25, I wasn't looking at 50-year-old men. And now that I'm pretty much 50, I'm not looking at 25-year-old little boys. I mean, that's just me though, personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If my 25-year-old daughter was dating a 50-year-old man, I would feel like I ain't taught her shit.
Right. You'd feel like she's doing it because she got daddy issues and it's
facts.
on you. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. For sure. When I get these young girls and they're trying to shoot their shot, I'm like, sweetheart, like you're beautiful. I respect everything you're coming from, but there's some life skills, there's some lessons in life that you have not yet to learn. And it's not my job to raise you. Not to say that everybody at 25 or 30 or whatever case hasn't had, but at the end of the day, it's just, like I said, if you don't know what the tape is, we know. If you ain't never heard that dial-up sound.
Yeah. But I'm sure, many people have had their experiences like Ty has had his experience, I mean, I've heard if y'all knew all the stories that I have heard with people, because like I said, I talk to a lot of people and, I love to hear people talk and I love to hear their stories. And honestly, there's a lot of people out there that are experiencing and have experienced situations like that. I even talked to this one dude and he was saying how he was like 12 years old and the first time he was intimate with someone was with another boy. And he was like, but I'm not gay. You know what I mean? So it's like, you just really never know where someone's life is going to go or what they experience. And you know, you just have to like kind of just look at what you want to do, how you want to do it. If that's what you wanted to do at the time, then you just need to be okay with it and just keep it pushing. Like, I don't judge nobody. I don't look at nobody like that's, I know for me, I wouldn't. And, you know, but I'm not gonna judge you like that. But, you know, I might look and be like, because like you said, Pio, like I'm gonna look at my daughter when she's 20 years old. If she's with a 25-year, I'm gonna be like, baby, come here, let me have a talk with you, boo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is gonna make me feel some type of way. But, you know, but you have experiences, and experiences are sometimes fun. As long as you ain't hurting nobody and they not hurting you, then, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so next question. But no, thank you for that, guys, because that got really, really deep. But you know, someone actually said in the comment section, they was like, you know, like, we would love to hear, you know, what the women have to say. It's crazy because I asked them that question, and I think we talked about 4 other things and we didn't even break that down. But to hear you guys talk about it, like, it's very interesting. Like I said, I'm learning things too. So, okay, so the next thing is, if she does not perform oral, is that a deal breaker?
All right, let me just say this. Let me make this very, very easy and clear. I need to know what woman is not doing that in this world.
So you can make sure you don't.
I mean, they all do.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not true. Maybe all the ones you done ran into, but I know some women that's like, oh no, never, I'm not doing it. No, that's nasty. And I be like, for real? But
they lying. They probably the ones, they probably doing it the most.
Like,
they get the most practice.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Pio, that's the one that wear the head tie on her wrist, and she be like, I don't normally do this, but
right. You know what I mean? They gonna snatch the wig off,
you just make me feel so
comfortable up in the air and anything else. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look, next time you hear somebody say something like that, look at these muscles right here, and then let me know what you think. Come on, man.
Sabrina, I think the better question, you should throw a well on there. You should throw a well on there.
What should be the question?
Not it shouldn't be whether or not they do it. It's whether or not they do it well. That should be like the question.
Oh.
Like, is that the deal breaker?
So, okay. Yes, great question. And go.
All right, Jay, it's on you.
Linda not here.
Right? For real.
One of the reasons why I've always enjoyed, you know, even since I was young, dating older women is because what's that movie Taken? I usually have a special set of skills. So at the end of the day, I think we're all should be experienced at this point in life. And if not, there's classes for it, you know. But I think that's definitely a requirement that I'm going to come to the table with excellence. And my expectation is you ain't got to be a MVP of the league, but I'm gonna need you to be on the start squad. I'm gonna need you to not be sitting on the bench and on the practice squad at this point in life.
But you know what's nice is, like,
be the first
you
one
don't
in
even
the gym for practice.
You're right. At least go to practice. If you're not going to practice, then it's like, come on, man. Are you really trying to be, you know, the MVP, you know?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, that's something also too that, I mean, I don't know. I don't really see men asking somebody for that. It's just kind of a natural occurrence, I would think. It's just like, hey, let's make it natural, you know?
But is it a deal breaker?
And if it's whack,
I am not going the rest of my life without it. So yes.
But what if it was whack though?
If it's whack,
whack is still, you know, something.
Yeah.
If it's whack, you have the opportunity
to get better,
to coach. You know,
that's Sabrina, if your car is dirty and it hadn't been washed in a long time, would you just take a wash even though it's got some streak marks? You know what I'm saying? Or does it have to be the perfect wash?
Right.
I'm okay with it as long as it's reasonably clean car. I'm good with it. Why are you looking confused?
And are you coachable?
It's going right again. It's gonna rain
Right.
again. I know that's gonna happen. So it doesn't have to be. Me and
Yeah.
Blake were texting each other earlier. We were both literally driving into the car wash at the same time. So Blake, I hope you can appreciate that analogy, man. So.
Well, I washed my cars myself today with my hands. Okay, how about that?
Oh, so what you saying is you ain't got no streaks. What you say?
I don't have no what?
No streaks.
Streaks?
Streaks.
Streaks in your car.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, you streakless. Okay, well, this isn't a question for you then, is it? Blake, what you got up, bro?
Yeah, I was really trying to take the back seat on this one.
Oh, yeah, I saw how you tossed it up to me. I'm going to toss it back to you, bro.
It's your question, Blake.
No, this was your question. I'm here to support.
You enhanced it.
He said, I'm here to
So-
support.
Blake, one of those throw the rock and hide your hand type brothers. I see already. I got you.
So I think for me, personally, it's twofold, right? It goes back to the first question that we said about age, right? So if you a little bit younger, you get a little bit more of a pass. I don't mind a little higher mileage on my woman, but if you're gonna have higher mileage, then I'm gonna need you to be, better at driving, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it just has to match between young and old or higher mileage. When I say higher mileage, I don't mean by age. I just mean like I don't mind a woman who's had more partners. I'm not the dude that's like, oh, I need to be with somebody who's never been with anybody. I don't want her. I want somebody that has been around the block a few times.
Know how to wash a car well.
Exactly. Right.
Wax on, wax off. Okay.
All right. Tyrone, you're
No, I was
real?
going to say a good follow-up question would be, how many women don't do it and are in a happy relationship?
In
None.
their head? It's a lot of them. Because they don't know that their man going out and getting the things that they not doing at home. But they might be in an amazing relationship to them.
But out of fairness, some cultures they don't believe in that anyway. So those women would be winning, right? Some West Indian men don't believe in that. So, as long as they're with a true West Indian man, they really don't have to worry as much.
I'm not West Indian, so I'm speaking from conversations that I just had with people in Jamaica. And so I was down there for one of my guys' podcasts, and we actually sat down with a group of Jamaican women. And there's actually a song that they have because Jamaican men are not known for being reciprocal, right? But they are doing their part in making sure that the car is clean. The women are. It's just the men. They ain't cleaning the interior. The exterior is fine, and that's kind of one of those things. So I don't know if that's maybe that culture, maybe that's a different part of West India, but
well, it's not just them. I call them off. I mean, I am West Indian, and I do know of men who are like that. You know what I mean? They find it like degrading to their women, but understand that's just for their wife. So let me clarify that for you. That's just for their wife.
Right.
It doesn't mean that they don't want it, whatever. They just hold their wife to a higher standard than they would hold other women. So you're right, Jay. I'm gonna piggyback on that.
But I heard that a lot of men too, and I don't know if it's that culture that does it, but I know I can't remember which culture it is. It might not even be a culture. It might just be a certain men thing. But some men don't allow their wives to do it because they be like, my wife, that's the mouth that she kiss our kids with. Like, I'm not going to have her. And then they get it from somewhere else.
Yeah. Wow.
maybe that needs to be a split question. Of men that are faithful, do you expect your woman?
Right.
Because he ain't saying he ain't never gonna get it anymore after he get married. He just said
he's just not getting it from his wife. Right.
Right.
Come on now. We all lived.
Like, I did you a favor. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't make you do it.
Right.
Ain't no telling what our parents.
I'll just be like, kids, don't drink after your mama. Don't drink after your mama.
Yeah. Wait 30 minutes.
I'll be like, no.
So let me ask you.
That's mommy's juice.
So I want to ask y'all a question, and this isn't one of the questions. So say, for instance, you're in a relationship and the guy doesn't do that to her. So how would y'all feel if she went out and got it from somewhere else? Because he doesn't do that.
I feel like that's her bad. That's her bad for choosing to be with a dude that is like, you know, I'm not going to do that. Like, You thirsty. Like, I'm sorry. Like your thirst is high. And when I say your thirst is high, let me qualify. What you are valuing in that relationship is probably not what you should be valuing. You know what I mean? Because there's obviously something that's making you want to be there, even though these basic things aren't there. So at that point, like, you need to reevaluate what that situation is.
Yeah.
Or do a spot check, right? Make sure that his reason for not doing it is his religion, or it's just something he doesn't normally do, right? Because there's not normally do, and then there's not normally do to you.
With you, right?
I agree. Like, get your deal breakers out the way early. I'm sure it's going to be something that you want to do, probably to me, that I don't want to do. And you need to figure out if that's a deal breaker or not early, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, I'm sure I can speak for these brothers here, because I'm gonna pull them in the boat with me. Everything is not for everybody. Everything is not for everybody. So
That's true.
I think men might be a little bit more selective, and you know, who receives that type of treatment than perhaps
100%.
women may be. Like, I think women include it as a part of the sexuality, sensuality of, you know, being together. And dudes are more like, we don't go together. I don't know where you was. I don't know who was in here earlier. Like, so I think it's a little different for men. Not saying it's right, just saying it's a little different.
Right. Interesting.
To talk too much. No, I'll say it. I was actually in a situation where, you know, someone that I was with for over 5 years had like a compromised immune system, and was saying that saliva gives her yeasties. Her words, not mine. So, you know, we went years without me having to, you know, do that. So,
I mean, put some lip gloss.
but I get it. Like, if that's something that you need, tell me. You know, I'm gonna be willing to learn you, and I'm gonna expect the same. You know.
Yeah, that's one thing. So for the women in the chat, absolutely let your man know in the beginning what you like, what you want, because I'm very boisterous. I'll be like, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. But then normally I'm like, well, what you want, boo? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a huge communicator, you know, because I just don't like not knowing or being in the dark, or 3-4 months down the road, they like, well, you don't do it. And I'd be like, well, why you ain't tell me? So like, I literally could like, we could be laying in the bed watching TV, and I'll think of something and I'll be like, babe, you know what I mean? Like, it'll just come to me, and I'll just ask the question just like randomly, because I really want to know. I want to please you, or I want you to be happy, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to make you jerk chicken when you like curry chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just needs to just make sense. But yeah,
I think you're right. Like, at this point in life, and I think everybody here is in their 40s at least. Just get it out up front. Like, I ain't trying to get to date number 5 and just figure out that, you know, you don't know how to clean the car right. You know what I mean? Like, so what's your, you know, let's have all those conversations up front, because I want to make sure that I'm compatible for you, and I want to make sure you compatible for me.
Exactly.
Time and energy are number 1 assets. I'm not trying to get to 4 months down the road. And we haven't had, at least, I'm not saying we have to be involved in the car cleaning activities, but I at least want to make sure that, you know, you're supportive and we have the same mindset and expectations. Otherwise, you know, you 47, I done messed up 6 months of your life. You know, you only got 20 more summers left. You know what I'm saying?
And I would piggyback on that, Jay. Like, I think that's where we as men need to do better, right? I think that we need to just start. I keep telling everybody, just be honest with the woman up front. Like, don't worry about trying to tell her what you think she wants to hear, because it's gonna fail anyway if things aren't aligned. Like, be honest, and 9.75 times out of 10, they be like, ew, okay, right? So just be real with it. Like, just say, and what it does, it's not just for you. I want you to help us out too, because we all dating the same women, right? So I don't want to be the first one to have to come to be like, nobody else ever told me the truth. When you start telling women the truth and we start like being real on both sides, I'm not taking accountability away from the women, but when you start like being real about where you really are, what's really going on and what's acceptable, stop worrying about the stigmatism or they're not going to like me or any of these other things. Like, bro, this is what it is. Make sure you're good and then you can rock out from there. So yeah, I definitely agree with what Jay is saying.
Sabrina, I got a good question, follow-up question for the fellas.
Yes.
What are your honest thoughts when she's really good immediately, like at the beginning?
Child, y'all be trying to break up.
Propose? What you talking about? I'm trying to.
I be like, tag, another one.
All my life I've been looking for this.
Y'all start getting crazy. Y'all start acting stupid.
We go together
doing
immediately.
Stupid stuff. I be like, what?
Put your mama on the phone.
Right.
Let your daddy know I said thank you. Thank your daddy for me. Hey, shit, now I see why your mama. Now I see why your daddy with your mama. Yeah, I got you. You got siblings, don't you? I bet it's a bunch of y'all.
Miss Johnson, I'm coming to dinner Sunday.
Yo, wow.
If y'all see me at a girlfriend reunion, you already know. I
can't do it. I'd be like, I got to wait at least like 75 days before I, you know what I'm saying? Be in love. I'd be like, God dang, man. I told you I wasn't trying to be in a relationship. Like, what you doing? Where you at? Where you going? Where you been? You like, what?
You better leave that mouth here in my house. You don't need to take that with you. Leave that mouth right here in my house.
Oh,
you go, right. Leave it right there on the counter.
For real.
For real. I've had to end things and be like, I can't do it no more. Like, I just can't. Like, guys just start tripping. Like, do y'all really act like y'all joking right now? Like, is that how y'all really be acting for? Like, I know the ones I experienced, that's how they be acting.
Nah, I don't.
Make you show up to the club in your pajamas. Like, what's she at?
God.
Oh, man. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's done.
Jay got that dial up. You got to give him a minute.
Right. I was like, they done told us your whole business and what your internet is going through.
Bruh, my apologies. I don't know what's going on with my camera right now.
No, it's fine. Go ahead and get it together. All right, guys. So the last question. What is your idea of the perfect first date?
All right. So
we already know the answer, everybody. Let's go.
So for me, like if I'm gonna be like 100, I want to go with you to Walmart.
Yes, that's the first amazing.
I want to go with you to Walmart. I just want to be able to walk. And I'm gonna learn so much from what you put in your cart. I'm gonna learn from, what I'm seeing down these aisles. Like I want to know who you are in the beginning, up front.
Yes.
But you still got to be cute. That don't mean you get to go out with the bonnet. I want the lace front starting from the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like we still got to be good in Walmart. But yeah, let's just take time just to kind of talk and talk about nothing.
That's a great that's smart, Blake. That's smart. That's good. I like that. Okay. I love Walmart though.
But I got one question for you, Blake. Since it is a date and you at Walmart and you see what you put in her cart, are you paying for the groceries and everything in that cart?
That's what I'm thinking.
It depends on how well the date goes by the time we get to checkout.
Well, there's that too.
You have to put some items back. You got to put some of them back.
So here's the deal. So I'm gonna keep this is how you make it player from that, right? If you're really feeling it, then you get to tell her, what you like, right? So, I need you to get that Trop 50 because when I come over, Trop 50 is what I drink. So I'm not coming over today, whatever. Like you get to really plan for what that situation is going to look like, or not. So, yeah.
I got something to say. So ladies, if Blake take you to Walmart, if y'all go to Walmart on the first date, and if you want him to pay for the groceries, just make sure the last thing you pick up is a box of condoms and you be like, this for us.
And let me be clear though. Wait, let me be clear though. It's not like we're gonna. I like my dates, my first dates, to be very informal. So it's not so much like I'm gonna call you and we're gonna be like, hey, let's plan a trip to Walmart. In your regular day, right? The same way you talk about going to the grocery store, you're like, you need to make this run. I'm like, you know what? I need some stuff too. Which one are you going to? Let's just meet there. That's what it is. It's not an actual date to Walmart, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want the fluidity. Like, let's just keep it fluid. If that goes well, we can do dinner. We can go out from there.
Auntie Eva's mom says she wants to know what's a deal breaker in the shopping cart.
On day one, some Vagisil.
That's exactly what I was about to say, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually is a combo.
Anytime an ointment cream, not okay. Not okay.
Yeah.
If she put that in the cart while you're with her and you just meeting her up there, like in my head, if I know I got to get Vagisil and you with me, I'm gonna be like, now I gotta
Vagisil or that plan B, and she's saying we only got an hour before she need to check out.
I don't think that would happen, but I mean, I get it. So
no. It would
subtract Plan B, subtract Vagisil. What else would be what would really be a deal breaker? Subtract those things. What would be a deal breaker?
Hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
What? It's not like she gonna eat them that night.
It don't matter though. I feel like, like there's a certain type of chick that eats hot Cheetos and Chico sticks and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Chico sticks are so good. That's the thing that be in the middle of Butterfingers.
Yeah, they are good, but when you eat them and that's what that's your favorite snack, you know what I mean? Yeah. Good to enjoy it once in a while.
Okay, well, these are your answers.
Yeah.
Chico sticks.
Hot Cheetos, Chico sticks, and what was the other? One pickle out the bag, and then they because I hate pickles. Yeah, I hate them.
Pickle, I can't tell.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't be able to. Yeah, I hate that. And
right out of my pickle.
That was set up. We already know what that is.
The whole world seen you.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna let that one down. But yeah, those items, they take me back to a certain type of a woman.
I like all that stuff you said though.
Yeah, combined.
like me sitting at the table.
I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little bit different. I wouldn't eat all that stuff together.
Tyrone, you look like you're thinking hard up there, brother. What you got?
Yeah, I was trying to think of. I mean, after y'all don't mention the Vagisil, I can't really think of nothing else. Just
that's first up. That's a no-go.
All right, so Pampers, men's underwear, saying they for her son. Like, nah, we don't do that.
Your son ain't wearing a size 38, sweetheart.
Say again?
Might be a big boy.
Like if my son wearing a size 38, we need to talk.
Yeah, but he need a job by that point. Like we need a plan. Like we need to talk about what he doing. He still look. I'm not trying to meet another grown man at the refrigerator in my underwear. You know what I mean? Like we got to work something out.
Trying to have that baby boy moment in the morning.
Yeah. So back to the question: what is
ideal first date?
Your ideal, perfect first date. I think,
and this is gonna sound crazy. I think all of us on here go to nice restaurants all the time, and do all that. That's not. I want to do something totally different. But I'm big in the conversation. I'm big into asking the questions and just having a beautiful conversation that flows naturally. And I'm giving out one of my secrets, and I know some of my homegirls love this and some of them hate it. I just want to sit at Starbucks with you and let's see if and I'm only committing maybe 15 to 20, max 30 minutes of time. And if it goes for 2-3 hours, then we've got something. If the date only ends in 30 minutes, then we probably didn't have a whole lot to talk about. We probably won't have a whole lot to talk about past that. Yeah. So I don't want to sit at a super long dinner. We got appetizers, salad, main meal, dessert, port wine, I'm 3 hours in, and I knew within 15 minutes, 20 minutes that I'm not a great match for you, or you're not a great match for me. So it goes back to we only got 20 to 30 summers left. Like let's make as much time as possible work, make it work. So I kind of like the first quick date, plan a quick date, whatever it is, sitting down at the park, chilling, talking, or whatever, and then seeing how long it goes. That's always the test of time for me.
Right.
Now, if I think you wear a lot of makeup, we going swimming first. I want to see what you look like naturally.
That too. I'll say this, and then I got to get out of here, y'all. You know, because life is happening.
No.
But I'll say this. The best first dates are the ones that cost the least. Not saying that it's a money aspect, but it's really, whenever you're not spending money, right, and buying time from people, right, you actually get to know how that chemistry, that attraction, that magnet, that magnetic flow. You'll learn that, because when the food ain't there, right, when the drinks ain't there, and it's just you and that person, there's nothing there's nothing to come between that, but just energy. So, you'll know, hey, I learned something about this person, or I didn't learn anything about this person at all, and that is, this is checkout time. Somebody that's genuinely interesting to you, you'll find that flow. And you won't want the night to end, even though you're not doing nothing, you're not bowling, you're just looking at the sky. You just don't want that time to end. Those are like the dopest dates right there.
Okay. P.O., I know you said that you have to go. Thank you so much for joining
no
us.
doubt.
We're actually about to wrap it up too. But thank you so much for staying as long as you did.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, next time, man, we're going to have to make it a little bit more litty.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But thank you. Have a good night.
All right.
Happy Friday.
No doubt. All right. Hey, I'm going to see y'all on the other side, though.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, be safe.
All right, no doubt. See y'all later.
Shout out to Congo English for the super chat. He says, set the tone based on the connection via phone, but don't entertain any date if she doesn't stimulate you mentally.
Thank you. Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, but that the quick someone actually said too, the People Strategy group says, I like these first date ideas. My best first date was at a bookstore. But that easy like getaway, which you said, Jay, like that's actually like really, really smart. Like that makes sense. Cause I know for me, if I ain't feeling a person, I don't want to sit there for like, dang, Lord have mercy, they need to hurry up with the food. Like, the food ready yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Because me, I'll be like, Mike, oh my God. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to have to take my food to go. Oh my God. Like, I didn't know. Like, I completely forgot about this appointment. You know what I mean? So like, I get it, but that's smart.
I've done that where I've went to the restroom and waited to where I see the waiter going that same way. And then I'll sneak to the restroom real quick. I'm like, oh, excuse me, let me use the restroom real quick. And I'll talk to the waiter. I'm like, hey, man, go ahead and bring the check, bro. We're going to wrap this up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to go ahead and pay for everything, or I'll just give my credit card. Because if I don't think we're going to make it through let me go ahead and pay for everything. And then that way I don't have to wait for that long period of time for that. We're going to just go ahead and, like I said, I'm trying to conserve everybody's time. If we know it's not a fit. If you know it's not a fit, why? No.
Forcing it, yeah.
It's painful. I don't know. Life's supposed to be a flow. Let's.
And I'm gonna add to that too. I think another big thing for the people that's listening, right? If we get to the point where a dude is actually asking you out for real, right? Understand that he's there to be chivalrous to you. So a pet peeve of mine is if I'm like, all right, you know what? I think I want to take you here. And they're like, oh no, can we go here? No, we're not going there because that's not what I said I was doing. Right. And I'm paying for it. And I'm taking you there for a reason, right? I have the concept of what I want the date to look like. I know if I want it to be quiet. I know where I want to sit. I know, particular things to be able to get to know you. So
Yeah.
I know a lot of times I hear dudes complaining, you know, he may want to go to a 3 or 4-star restaurant, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not going out with you if you're not taking me to a 5-star restaurant." Well, he doesn't know you.
I'm like,
Why
we'll
do you
enjoy
think you
dinner.
deserve 5-star treatment already? The whole point is for him to figure out if he even, you know, wants to be around you to begin with. So if you're not willing to jump on board with what the dude has going on at that time, it's probably not going to be a match for you anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, here's this testimony time in the church, in the Soul Mates church. So I had a young lady that I was kind of crushing on. She worked at a particular restaurant that I went to on a regular basis, and I ended up we would kind of flirt with each other back and forth. This was years ago, and so she was like, "Oh, I want to go on a date with you." I'm like, "Man, I love that." And then she's like, "Well, you can take me to Mastro's. I've never been." What? Now you work at this restaurant, and I'm cool to go to Mastro's or whatever, but you're not gonna tell me
Right.
where I'm going. You haven't been there.
Right.
But if I'm going out with you, this is where I have to go out to. I was like, okay, that's what's up. Left out. She's like, we didn't go to Mastro's. The next time I saw her, I was like, yeah. I'm pretty tied up. I'm in my busy season at work right now. You know, but like, I get it. I'm cool to spend $300-400 at dinner, but let me see what your vibe is like. Let me offer the expensive dinner date. You know, I think a lot of times, ladies, too, you can see where a guy's interest is, right? Maybe we go do something simple and chill the first one, and then the next one, I'm like, okay, sure, cool. I don't want to be at another dinner for 3 hours and knowing that I didn't want to be there longer than 15 minutes after the first. You know, by the time the appetizer comes, I'm ready to go.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So let me just get you a gift card, and then I'm gonna roll out.
You said a gift card. Put $5 on that joint.
No. What I would have paid for the meal. Let me, you know, but it's just. I'm really big. I'm at this point on life where I value others people's time, and I also value my time. And if it's not a vibe, it's okay. It's not an insult. It's not that you're not a great person. You know, our energies just didn't match. We just didn't have that vibe. I know what I'm looking for, and I've been through enough things to know what doesn't work. And it doesn't mean that you're not a cool and amazing person. I'm not looking for a person. I'm looking for my person.
Right.
And the odds of you being my person aren't that great. So let's see if the vibe is there. And if not, you know.
But not just that, Jay. If you allow the man to lead, you can still have a great time, even if you guys aren't compatible, right? Because you're giving him the opportunity to control that setting for you. You can hang it up if you have him go somewhere that he wasn't comfortable going anyway, and now he don't like you, you might be opening yourself up to disrespect and feeling real foolish, right?
And I feel like I know each one of the men on this panel really well when it comes to this particular topic. We all like to curate a certain experience. You know, let me curate this date experience for you. And, you know, I know certain restaurants. If I know a certain vibe, like Blake was saying, we can go here and we're going to have a ball. If I curate the experience for us, we're going to have a great time. It's not about the food. It's about the energy and the experience. And you're going to leave them like, yo, that was a fun date. I've never had a date that I've curated where the girl wasn't like, every time I'm kicking with you, we have a great time, you know? But I have a good idea of, okay, I've listened to something that you said, or oh, I saw that you like this particular artist, or, you know, whatever. I know that the DJ is really good here, or, you know, the food, you mentioned calamari, and they got the best calamari in the city. Just let me get that. And if it's whack, then okay, you got it for the next time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna listen to you because I wasn't a good job of that. But you also, I feel like most of the women that I've dated appreciate a man that is a good leader. And that allows y'all to see us in a role that we will often that will often shine in the relationship experience. So if you allow me to lead and curate this dating experience, and if I'm horrible at it, then maybe you done figured out that this ain't the dude for you.
Right.
And if I'm great, maybe that's something that makes you feel like a princess, it makes you feel like a queen, it makes you feel, you know, that I'm thoughtful. But if you never give us the opportunity for that, man, then you know you've missed out on something that is probably a key factor in what you're looking for in somebody.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, Jay. And it's just stop jumping on the experience, right? Like Jay said, you know, don't let the guy take you where he's going to take you, but don't get mad if he's not taking you somewhere that you wouldn't be able to go yourself regularly, or you don't go yourself regularly. Now, I don't mean for your birthday or for your friend's birthday, right? Like if this isn't what you normally do, then don't feel a way that hasn't happened for you on the first date. If the man is capable and he feels that you are worth it, at some point he will make that happen for you, because we want to take care of our women, right? We like to make our women smile, make them shine, right? Like I'm here to make you look good. When we go out, it's for you to get the attention. I want you to be beautiful. I want you to be drop dead gorgeous. And I'm going to make sure that I put you in an environment where everybody else is going to see that and you're going to shine. But I'm not going to do that off the first day. I'm dead serious about like Walmart, Target, right? Like I'm dead serious. I want to know who you are first before I invest the energy. It's like Jay said, it's not so much the money, because these are places that we eat every day anyway, right? So it's not about the money. It's about the time. Do I really want to invest that time? Because I can't get that back.
That's facts. That's facts. Tyrone, what you got on that?
Yeah, I always want my first dates to be different, right? I want my first dates to be tied to an experience. I want to tie it to an emotion. I'm through conversation trying to figure out things that you've never done before, who you are as a person, some of the things that you have been going through recently, and then tie the date to that. I always wanted to be pressure free. I ain't even trying to be touchy feely or trying to get in your pants or nothing. And then I'm also going to give you like a little piece of myself during the date. So I've done things like I've gone to the Arlington National Cemetery before, because at the end they play taps at the end, and if you could hear the bugle in person, and the bugle is like right next to you while you're looking over the city and thinking about all the history and stuff. I've done that. I've gone to the break room and just let her break shit, for 20 minutes, because I understand she's been frustrated about life or whatever. Things like, have you ever been to like the backside of the Jefferson Memorial at night with the stairs where they shoot all the movies and stuff? Been there. We just talk and walk through the monuments and stuff. Just, things like that. I think paying for stuff, maybe like going to dinner and stuff, is just like, that stuff's easy, right? Like you can go and order a meal, and chances are, like, if you order something wrong, it's gonna probably turn me off. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know what kind of wine you like, or the difference between a red and a white wine, like a little thing like that might turn me off. So I try to avoid that. And I feel like I've already vetted you if I'm doing all of that already, So yeah, just something like that.
Shout out to PO for the super chat. He said good night, people in the chat. Thank you, PO, for the support. So,
John.
So Pretty Amazing says, and thank you for the super chat, Pretty Amazing. I appreciate you so much. Do you guys lose interest in a woman if she is intimate with you on the first date?
It depends. I know, Blake, you want to go with this one. You want me to tee it up for you? You want to go first? I'll let you go first. Go ahead. I feel like we'd be having the same answers. So.
Yeah. So I know that I had my life experience has been at my godmother when I was really, really young, right? I was always raised that women are supposed to wait and, all of these things, flower, blossom, all of this stuff, right? But, in my experience and in my days, like, I had never gotten to that point necessarily where there was a wait or a long wait or anything like that. And I remember taking it to my godmother, and my godmother explained to me that women have a standard way of operating, but there are always people that they're willing to bend their rules for. So if I get the feeling that it's a bending of the rule and not the standard, then it's fine.
Okay.
I like I said, me and Blake and I usually have the same kind of mindset when it comes to it. We're adults, right? There's a certain vibe and a certain energy that you can gather as a woman that, okay, this guy, it doesn't matter who it is, right? He's just looking for something wet or whatever the case is. I'm at a different point in my life though, where that's not the thing that I value the most, right? Trust me, just like everybody on this panel, we all enjoy the process and yada yada yada. But there's a lot more as a woman that you can bring to the table for me, other than just laying down on it. And so I wanna get now. If there's the vibe and it's just, oh wow, this is everything, and it's just one of those things. But if that's and I'm in Houston, so it's kind of one of the things though. I can probably call 3 dudes and figure out whether you in these streets like that on a regular basis, you know. And
because Zay and I were literally talking about that last week.
Yeah, it's literally so. Okay, put it like this: I'm out with Blake one day. Blake, you mind if I tell that story?
Nah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm out with Blake one day, and he's like, "Yo, I got somebody I think you're gonna like. She's just your speed, whatever." I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna meet up with y'all anyway, so let's go." So she gets there, and Sabrina, you know this about me. My memory is horrible. So I'm like, I'm trying to think, like, where do I know Shorty from? Long story short, I text Blake about 10 minutes in. I was like, that's a no-go, bro. I'm about to bounce, right? Because she came up. She's like, oh, yeah, I know Jay, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, where do I know you from? Long story short, Blake, she doesn't follow you, does she? Because she might be
she don't follow you.
If she watches it, she'll. So one of my best friends, her best friend was dating my best friend. So
you told me this story, I think.
I'm a hook you up with da-da-da-da. I get there the first night. We're sitting on the same side of the table. It's an hour into the dinner at his house. Her hand goes over to my inner thigh where my man's is, and it's grabbing on my man. Ma'am, I text my boy, say, bro, your girl just grabbed the joint. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So this same girl was with Blake, and Blake didn't know. I just was like, yo, dude, I'm gone, bro. Have a good day, right? So he hits me like, yo, you bounced out. And I was like, man, so he found out some other stuff at the same time too that night. He was like, man, she seems like she's a really nice girl. And so her acronym, her nickname with me and my homeboy, and now Blake knows it too, is DG. I'm gonna let y'all figure out what that stands for. But at the end of the day, I knew with her that that's her normal behavior. That wasn't anything special just for me, just because the sunlight was hitting my head just right that day or whatever. She's just DG on a regular basis.
Yeah. And it was because that same day that he's talking about, I was actually on the date. So I was like, oh, Jay, you know what? There's this other young lady here, whatever. So Jay left. So I was stuck on this date with both people. One of them I had already known, and the other girl was kind of introduced to the situation. So I'm with my date, and, we're fine. Everything is cool, copacetic. And the girl is, she's kind of flirting with me, but I'm not really paying it too much mind because I'm with, my date. But I got up and excused myself and went to the bathroom. And when I came back from the bathroom, my date was like, I just want you to know, when you got up and you went to the bathroom, she told me not to talk to you. Right. But the whole time, the girl was trying to get my contact. She was trying to get my IG. Right. So, yeah, it becomes a whole situation that's outside of like what I tell women all the time. And it's no shade, but women are quick to say their girlfriends. Mm-hmm. And what I tell them is the way you know your girlfriend is not the way that us as men are going to know your girlfriend.
That's why I don't have no girlfriends but one. I mean, I got friends, but
like real, yeah.
Because that's true. Like, that's true.
Yeah.
Like,
so I think it's definitely for each individual occasion, but if everybody can have the same bubble gum, I probably don't want it.
Tyrone, what you got? You up there looking like you unlocked the puzzle.
You know how it is. Like, in short, if we sleep on the first night, yes. You know what I mean? I'm going to lose something. But, there's an understanding that we are grown. It does depend on how you carry yourself, the relationship, how you carry the conversation, everything after that. And just like Jay said, we going to check the whole facts. I got a group of fellas. I send a picture, be like, hey, does anyone know her? And by know her, they already know why I'm sending the question.
Right.
So, you know, and then they'll run it through the database and get some results.
To give a little bit more to that, Sabrina, too, it also depends on what the energy was like before we even went out.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to establish a vibe, but not only establish a vibe, that person was available, right? So if they're attentive to the text, if they're available while we're communicating prior to going out, then yeah, that's a little different than, you know, I saw you in a grocery store, no shade.
Right.
We didn't talk. I just said, let's go to dinner. And you like, come meet me in the bathroom, right? Like, the funny thing about dudes, what women don't get is, as aggressive as dudes are, the only thing that's scary to us is a chick that is more aggressive. If you were trying to throw it at me, I do not want it. Like, I am like, nope, I'm good. I'm good. And it's not about like a hard to get thing or anything like that. It's just like oh no, you getting this, like, bro, I don't feel connected. You know what I'm saying? I feel like y'all, like I'm exposed right now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, dudes don't like that.
Clutching your pearls.
Yeah, dudes do not like that at all. They don't.
I don't know. Some dudes, so some of the stories I heard.
But it also just depends on what a man is looking for.
Yeah.
At different points of each one of our lives, and if I'm speaking on y'all wrong, bro, please let me know. We've been different men that are looking for different things, right? Yeah. So if you're super thirsty at a certain point in life, maybe when I was younger, in my 20s, I wasn't thinking like, man, you know, now I think about, I have a daughter. So whatever energy I bring around her or whatever energy I have around me, she's going to assume it's okay in life to either be like or to associate with. So I have a certain responsibility as a father to a daughter to make decisions that aren't just about just me.
Yeah.
So if you like that, I don't want my daughter to see that. I don't want her thinking that, you know, she can just shoot her shot at everybody and being in these streets is the way to go and yada, yada, yada. But if I'm giving her the example of that through you, then now I'm showing her. So when she, you know, what Chris Rock said, you got one job as a dad, right?
Yes.
That's, you know what I mean? So I'm teaching her the ways that she's looking at how I treat women. She's also looking at the type of women that I gravitate to, right? She's probably going to gravitate to a man like me if I do it right. Or if I'm wrong, she's probably going to gravitate to a man like me either way, right? Then it's going to be on me. So those things aren't things, like I said, if it's younger in life, yeah, that might have been cool. But at this point in life, you got kids, you thinking about, you know, who I'm going to retire with. Can I travel out of the country with you? You know, are you eating with your mouth open when we at dinner? You know, and I'm at a professional dinner where there's certain people that are influential in the building, and you know, and you got your house shoes on and your bonnet. That ain't working.
Now I don't put you 5,000, Jay. For me, my piece is I don't want to die. It ain't even about the example. I feel like if you trying to give it to me for free, we didn't even figure out if we got a vibe. We don't know nothing. Like, you trying to kill me. That's an assassination attempt. I'm good.
Where the keys? I'm dangling. I'm dangling the keys, bro.
Or I'm gonna catch something that I can't get rid of. I don't know. I'm just funny. Y'all know. They know. I don't know about y'all, but they know. I'm real funny about that kind of stuff. I be scared. Like, I'm gonna catch something in my mouth and it's gonna be on my face. Or like, I just, you know, like, I'm just real funny about my flower. You know.
But that's why, you know, again, piggybacking on what Jay was saying, it's really about the vibe. I mean, I think we all agree on that. Like, it's really just the vibe and the character that we believe the woman to be, right? We could be wrong. I'm sure each of us has had a situation where we're like, okay, we probably misread that, right? Or probably shouldn't have went that way with that situation. But I think all in all, I think most men are a pretty decent judge of character that are where we are.
But you got some dudes, Blake, and you know, like we both know, some dudes that just don't care. They gonna throw it on the table and just you know what I mean?
And I feel like those are the dudes that kind of mess it up for us.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. They mess it up for us because those are the dudes that the women are somewhat used to. So when you don't want it, or when you're not acting like the dudes that they don't want, they looking at you like there's something wrong with you.
Blake, I feel like you're talking about your season right now. I feel like you're talking about your season right now. I feel like, go ahead and turn your camera off.
I love the people on my season. I love everybody.
I'm with the smoke tonight. I'm with the smoke tonight.
Delivered. You've been delivered.
Look, my name just got out the mud, bro. Don't drag me back.
My bad.
I
said it. Yeah.
Well, shout out to Congo English. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, Jay and Blake, Godspeed.
Much love, bro. Man, we appreciate you, bro. And
he is a soul mate, a real soul mate. You see the little S on his name? He's a real soul mate. So shout out to Congo.
He got the S on his chest. You know
S what I'm talking about?
Put some respect on Congo name. You know,
put some respect on it. And also too, I did want to put this up here. Shout out to Another Round. Y'all know Another Round is a soulmate. She is one of my moderators. She is one of my panelists. She is my sister girl soulmate. So she says, FYI, the women's panel be more lit.
You know what?
That's a lie.
You know what?
The numbers don't lie.
You know what? Here's what I haven't seen the women's panel, and I know there's some amazing women on there. But I think we saying some stuff tonight that's gonna help you find your husband. So let me know if I'm wrong.
That's
you know what I'm talking about? But ain't nothing a man can tell you exactly what we're looking for, because I have a lot of homegirls right now, and I think I'm a feminist, man. Once I had my daughter, I became a feminist, man. And but I also know that when I'm talking to my sisters that do extremely well in life financially and professionally, and they might be in the gym, but they're still single and they want to find their person, the conversations that I have with them, it's a game changer from what they're having with their women friends. And because we're literally telling them, baby, we don't care about your professional stuff. That's great. We support you. But that doesn't mean anything for me and what I need from you. Right? Like, I don't need another dude at home. Right? When I come home, I want to have something that's a soft space in my life.
Right. I
don't have to be hard and hire and fire people and negotiate contracts and deal with all kinds of stuff that, is part of being in business. When I come home, man, I want to provide safety, and I want to receive it. It may look different. Yours may be emotional and physical safety, and the safety or the peace that men talk about is really coming home to a warm environment. I'm not saying you got to be in the kitchen barefoot cooking. That's not my thing. I'm gonna get some to-go food when we get home, but can I have a conversation with you sitting on the couch and we talk about how our day was, and you be a soft place for me to land at the end of the day? So I think men can kind of help with that. Y'all do a really good job of women of actually working out y'all's issues together and talking. But a man gonna tell you what a TI is. So that's my stance. But I'm also on the men's panel. So
Yeah.
No, definitely. I'm with you, Jay. Of course, we tend to align, right? I think that two things I just want to say real quick. Number one, along with what Jay is saying, I think that women should be the honey, not the bee. Right? If you are the woman that the man looks forward to seeing and looks forward to being with, you don't have to worry about where he is or when he's coming to see you, right? Because everybody does what they want to do, what they're drawn to. So be the honey, not the bee. The other thing I want to say, we're all kind of like-minded right here, the three of us and the people that you've had on the panel, but I don't want to discount the other men. And I think it's very important that women understand that all men are not the same. That doesn't mean that all men aren't great. Right? So you have blue collar men, you have white collar men, you have men that are sensitive, you have men that aren't sensitive. And it doesn't mean that any one type of man is better or worse than the other. It's just about what's compatible for you. And what I find a lot of time during some of these talks is we kind of group all men together. And it really depends on the type of man that you are looking for, right? The less ambitious, no shade, the less ambitious the man, the more time he's going to have to spend with you. So if you value time, you're going to have to let the money thing go. If you value gifts, material things, trips, the less time that man is going to have, because he has to spend the time to make the money to make that happen. Right? So as a woman, you just got to be realistic with yourself. You can't get both sides. You just can't get both sides. So all because, I have strong feelings about my self-identity, right? Jay has them about his, Tyrone has them about his. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it is for all men. Just understand that there's a range. There's a range.
Right. Right. So we got some super chats. Congo English, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, these days it takes a hug, my sense of smell of God-like, never operate in a fleshly oriented state. The food is not grass feed. And then thank you so much, another round for the super chat. She says, we appreciate you men, especially for being raw, vulnerable, and honest. However, we women be all that plus litty.
Fair enough. I'm gonna tune into y'all's chat. I'm gonna tune in, and I'm gonna heckle from the comments. You know what I'm
with you, Jay. I'm with you. We're going to create 3 accounts. 3 accounts apiece.
Exactly. I'm going to be like men's chat fan at AOL.com, and then I'm going to be...
Right. Oh, God. So this
y'all
is
might be sipping on something different over there. Y'all might have a glass or something. Y'all tend to do
Look,
wine.
You know I'm pre-gaming. I'm pre-gaming.
I was about to say, they pre-gaming, so...
Okay, let me go and grab my yak.
Niggas ain't shit. And then the next minute, they be talking about eating booty holes. So it just depends on what time. It depends on what time you join the women's chat. Don't be acting like that's not what y'all talked about, Sabrina. Don't be acting like that ain't what the conversation was. Yes, that's exactly what the conversation was.
No, Tyrone, say that louder. Say that louder. I don't think I heard you right.
I said, did I just get to the booty hole eating portion of the show?
I remember you did.
Dang.
You did say. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm going to get some. I'll be right back.
I have 4 questions, just like I have for y'all. I think they only answered 1, but we talked for 3 hours.
Right.
We talked about. I asked the questions, but I don't think we really answered them. No. Oh my God. And when Tyrone came on, that he's telling the truth. We must talk about that. I don't know how we got on our subjects that we got on, but it was off the chain.
I'm thinking we're going to get some heartfelt emotions and feelings. And then I just hear my CEO be like, girl, all niggas ain't shit.
Oh my God, it was off the chain. Oh God, I was dying.
For y'all's this is mine. I shop at Costco, so you can't have this one. But for y'all's other salad conversation, I'm gonna need all y'all to grab a big Costco bottle of Listerine.
Yeah,
because y'all doing the most over there.
You know, it's funny because I saw this thing the other day, and it was like, y'all nasty. Some of y'all are lick butts, but won't eat a fork that touched the floor.
Right.
Well, it was good.
So it sounds like y'all get it in over there on that other side. Yeah. Now I see why you don't let us in.
I don't have a problem. No, I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna get the guys and I'm gonna get the girls, and the last panel, I'm gonna get all of us together. I can only have 10, so we're 9 of y'all because I'm the 10th one. I can have up to 10 people, so I want to get 5 of the guys, 4 of the guys, 5 of the girls, 4 of the girls, whatever. And I want all y'all to come together, and I'm gonna say what y'all gotta say.
Another round over there starting stuff.
Damn mess.
Over there starting stuff, boy. See over there. Okay.
Because you know another round is one of the panelists.
That's the homie. Oh
my God, it's gonna be crazy. Oh my God, I can't wait for it though. And y'all know that the Single Seoul Mates, it airs during the time when Ready to Love is on its break. So when Ready to Love begins, I usually take the week off before that, and then the week before that would be the last episode of Single Seoul Mates. So that's when we're gonna have what are we gonna call it? I'm gonna have to think of something spicy and something cute. But we're gonna have a panel off or something that night, and we're gonna see how it's gonna go. Everybody gonna have to get their little sip drinks and energy drinks and waters and all that and Listerine, and we just gotta make it happen.
Did you see the comment that they asked about another round?
No. I haven't really been, because I don't have my glasses on, so I haven't really been looking. What question?
Asked if she preferred male or female.
Oh,
because you were talking about the salad.
Jay, let me see. I mean, I know the answer to that, but another round, if you want to answer that. I don't see it, but
I hope it's. I know I just didn't make that up. Did you see it, Blake?
No, I didn't see it.
So you know damn well you made.
I promise, because I'm in the thing and I looked at it. I think it was from the topic of the salad.
Yeah, that's what I'm on right now. So she says not the groceries. Sabrina was in the gutter early.
My A-list first. We need to know if another round is into women or men. Yeah, it's about.
You should let your soulmates pick which men and women on the panel. I definitely invite these three.
My A-list. Put your comment back up if you can. It's in there, but if she's or whoever that is, if they can.
She said you trying to set her up.
I'm not. I'm just reading the comments. I'm just reading the comments.
Jay like throwing the alley-oop.
I'm just on the assist. That's all. Call me John Stockton tonight. Little Steve Kerr energy.
So I've seen a couple of comments. Pretty amazing, says Sabrina. Can you let us vote on which panelists we want to see on the men and the women? So this is the thing, guys. Not everybody is always available because honestly, like I have a group chat for the men and I have a group chat for the women. And it's like a bunch of men and it's a bunch of women, but everybody is not always available at the times and the dates. So for y'all to vote, like y'all want XYZ on there, X might not be available and Y might not be available. You know what I mean? So it's just whoever's just going to be available. It's going to be first come, first serve to who answers, you know? So I'm going to go in the chat and say, look, this is the super panel. Let me know. I'm only picking 4 to 5. Yeah. And I'm going to do it for the men and women. And whoever says that they're available and can do it, that's how we're going to do it. Hold on.
We got Jay's answer.
Another round says, I'm into riding the wave. I don't know. Was that the answer, Jay?
Works for me. Whatever works. I'm going to Google it later.
What does riding the wave mean?
I'm at that age, you know.
Right. What Urban Dictionary say?
Right. What is a wave?
She says, I love
very much.
Good squash, but I admire a good peach.
Okay.
Oh my God. All right, guys. Just to let you know, for my soulmates, for the chat, for everyone that's watching, it's 203 of you in here right now. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you have not clicked that like button, make sure you click the like button. If you are not subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so every time I go live or upload, you'll be the first to know. Shout out to all you guys in the chat. Shout out to all you guys that came to watch tonight. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed the panel. Just to let you know before you leave, next week, I am not going to have it on Fridays, and it's not going to be, we have to wait every Friday. So man, woman, like we're not going to do that. So in 1 week, either Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's going to be women Tuesdays, men Thursdays. So I want to have both in 1 week. I have to let everybody know that that's what I'm doing in the group chats moving forward. So the days are not going to be Fridays anymore, just to let you know. So just be prepared for the change. Shout out to my new soulmates and the membership. I love you so much, guys. I did not forget about the free gifts. I literally have Bonfire hooked up with the t-shirts, my merch. That's already done, but I'm having issues with the actual merch that I'm sending for you for free. So I haven't forgotten about you. Anyway, we're going to go around the room. Tyrone, Blake, Jay, extroduce yourself and let everybody know where they can find you on social medias if you have a YouTube channel, and we're gonna wrap it up. Tyrone, Blake, and Jay. Oh, Tyrone, we can't hear you. Oh, you're not on mute, but I can't hear you. I can't.
Might join my camera.
You're on mute now. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and I think he's froze. Go ahead, Blake.
My IG is champ_Fenimore, CHAMP_FENIMORE. I'm still slow rolling on my YouTube. I got everything set up. I got the studio built, but unfortunately, I am still here in Houston. I'm gonna blame it on Jay because every time I'm ready to leave, he'd be like, "Bro, let's hit the spot." Hangover happens, go home don't happen. So still on it. I am going to start recording a little bit from Houston, so I won't be in the studio that I made, but I definitely plan on putting some material out this week. Similar guide talk. We might go a little bit deeper than what we go through here, just to kind of have the guys go. But similar concept, and I look forward to the feedback, quite honestly, because I really want the dialogue. So it's not to beat anybody up; it is only to create the dialogue.
Love it, love it. J Brad is my Instagram. I guess, Blake, that was for me leaving you out with DG that day. Is that what that was? Okay, fair enough. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, but J Brad on Instagram. Let's keep it simple, man. Thank you, Sabrina, for allowing me to be here and just had these cool dialogues with some amazing brothers, man. Each one of these men I've hung out with and had a great time. And so it's it's like Blake just said, creating dialogue.
Yeah, Tyrone, you back?
Is it working now?
Yep,
Yeah,
it's working.
We got you.
Yeah, Ty Wilson, 21, everywhere. I have been putting mental health chats on my YouTube channel. I will be doing the reviews once they start releasing the new show, the new season. Always a pleasure to be on the panels. Cannot wait to hang out again. We talked about hanging out with Jay. I'm telling you, keep your head on a swivel and stay close. Follow me.
Yeah, right.
Just move when I move. So it was a blast, no matter where he parked or how he parked, it don't matter. They just do what he want to do in Houston, I guess. Sabrina, always a pleasure. Can't wait to be on the next panel. And in the chat, you know how I feel about y'all. And Jay, good looking out for putting those links out.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Pretty Amazing. She says that her ideal super panel would be Ty, Blake, J Brad, PO, and Lyndon. Another round, Marcia, Jamie, and Stacy. So that's a good lineup. That's a good lineup. And but I will definitely let you guys know. I will, if you're following me and subscribe to me, you'll know because I'm gonna post them on the channel, so you'll see that it's coming up, or it's scheduled for those days. So I want to say it is going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Just follow me either on Instagram. As a matter of fact, follow me on Instagram and follow me on YouTube. If you go down to the description box below, all my links are there for my socials, and you can follow me there. Shout out to my panelists. I had all my brothers on here today. Shout out to you. I love you so much. Y'all know without y'all, there really is no me. And I love you so much. Thank you all so much for always supporting me. I do. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Y'all have been here since day one. And now Blake has been added on, and he's literally been here since his day one. So I thank you guys so much. Y'all are amazing. But anyway, click that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next week. Love you. Bye.